Welcome back, City Skylines players and fans, to Capital City. This is Gomer with Gomer Games. Alright, this is a fun video tonight. We have quite a bit to do, so let's go ahead and get started. The last one we did this green space, and kind of finished off the green space with some more additional footpaths, detailed this luxury hotel here. I think that really turned out well. I actually was recording that, but something went wrong in the editing, and I lost that footage, and I didn't want to destroy it because I think it just turned out so well. So I think we're just going to leave that and move on to this area here. And first thing we're going to do, though, we're going to revisit the Luxor. I think that was two videos ago, a couple videos ago, we did this Luxor Hotel, and I really, after looking at it, I think it needs more. It's not, I mean, it's okay. Not saying anything about the asset itself. It's just, I think it just needs a little bit more detailing and a little bit more pizzazz. So we're going to revisit that and kind of spruce it up a little bit. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take this MGM. Well, first thing I need to do is I want to go ahead and reduce the resolution here down to, I want to reset that to normal. It allows the mouse to move a little bit easier, cursor to move, and graphics aren't quite as good, but makes things a little bit better. I'm going to erase the MGM because we're going to move that, and we're going to move that to a different location, and I need it to plop to a specific location, so I want to delete it and then just rebuild it. And I want to make sure this is lined up. Yeah, perfectly. And yes, it is over that road, but we'll fix that here in just a bit. Okay, so let's move on to working on the Luxor here. Going to get rid of that fountain, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of, let's go ahead and get rid of this green, these little green grass, cultivated grass areas. They're parks. We're going to get rid of that. It'll make the next process easier. Okay, so the real Luxor, this asset is based on a real building in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, and it's a hotel casino. And the real asset has, or the real building has two towers. Right here, this is a total of 4. I've doubled it up. It has 2 towers, and then it has the pyramid. Let's see if we can locate that. Here it is. It has this pyramid, which is the other part of the hotel, and it sits off to the side, like right here. And then the Las Vegas Strip, like runs down this side here. So you have the pyramid and the buildings off to the side there. So what I want to do with this, I don't really have the space, and I really didn't want to do that to begin with, because I didn't want to like replicate it directly off of the real building. So what we're going to do, we're going to merge these buildings together. And we're going to create a new Luxor II here. So we're going to use We're going to use those 4 towers. This is one asset here. Both the towers are combined together. And as you can see right here, So I just doubled it up. So we're going to take the pyramid and we're going to place it right in the middle. And make sure that's in the middle. It is. But we cannot leave it like that. It is way too large. Bleeds over into the pool area. Just sticks right out the back. Blows out the back. And then it's over in the tennis courts also. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to convert this to a procedural object. Go ahead and move it. Convert to PO. So it's now a procedural object. Go to procedural objects. We're able to edit it. And then we got the little gizmo right here. We have the X and the Y and the Z axis. And they're color coded there, obviously red and blue. So what we're going to do, we're going to reduce the object by 2/10. And this is stretch mode. You can either reduce it or increase the size of it, and then this is mirroring, which we're not going to really do that on this one. We're just going to use the stretch mode. This label should be over here, I believe, but you can use all 6 of these buttons using this slider. So we'll reduce it by 0.2. So we'll reduce the x-axis, which is along this way, and then we're going to reduce the z-axis, which is along this way. And then we are going to leave the y at the same level because I want the height. If I reduced it by 0.2 on the height, it would drop down to almost, I would think, the height of these buildings, and I really don't want that. I want it the same height as that it was made. But by reducing that, you see it's reduced it all the way around. It's no longer bleeding over into the pool or the tennis courts or in the back here. It's a little bit in the back, but not really that overwhelming. And then in the front, obviously, it's the same because it's clipped to the road here. But still, that I think that just looks a lot better. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add another asset to this because I think we need a little bit grander of an entrance to this building. So we're going to use the pyramid, and this is the Great American Pyramid. It's an arena that was built in Memphis, Tennessee. It's no longer used as an arena. I think it was a basketball team, maybe. I'm not sure who originally played there, a basketball team or a hockey team or something. But it's no longer used as an arena. It's actually a sporting goods store, and has bought the arena, so they're using it as a commercial property now. So I want this. We're going to plop that there, and then we're going to turn this into a procedural object also, because I really don't want the pyramid itself, and because this is made up of sub-buildings, the pyramid itself was a sub-building, and then this front entryway is the main building, so which is the part I actually wanted. So we're going to drop that to right here. Even that up. And we're actually going to edit this because obviously you can see that's way too large. Go through the same process, and now we're going to drop this. Let's drop it by 0.1 y and the x, or no, just the x-axis on that one. Don't need to do the y, definitely not. That works. A little bit of clipping there. Grab this, probably pull out just a little bit. Angle it just a little bit. Yeah, that one's fine. So we want to leave that like that. Now we do see a little bit of space in there, so what I want to try to do is go back into editing, and I want to increase it by 0.1 on the z-axis. And let's see what that does. Now I can't get it, so let's go into. There we go. And that probably is not going to work. Got way too much clipping in the building. Unless we reduce it's definitely even. Edit it again. Reduce it by, let's reduce it by 1 on the X. Do it again. Reduced it by 0.2. And I think that works better. Yeah, I think that that works a lot better. And that already looks better. Obviously, we need to get rid of this road. Okay, so now we're going to go into the assets again here and look for where might that be? Here it is. And this is also part of the Luxor pack. It is an obelisk from the hotel itself. That, and we're going to put that in. Make sure that lines up. Yeah, just come over just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty straight there. So I think that looks that just looks a lot better. The Luxor II with the additional pyramid, and then with the entry stairwell with the obelisk in front. I think that that looks a lot better. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and put in. There's some malls that I was wanting to put in that I downloaded, and it's I think it's Nero's Palace Imperial Mall is the name of this asset. And try to get these centered. So we're going to put 2 of those in. There we go. Try to get these about the same distance. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to put a road in here. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to use a pedestrian road, but I don't think that this is going to go in. No. Because I want it right centered, so what we'll need to do is use the tiny road, tiny lane, 2-lane alley, because we'll be able to put it right smack dab in the middle and run it down. We're going to run that to, yeah, I think that works. That works that direction. Yeah, I think that works fine there. And then we're going to go ahead and take the pedestrian roads, excuse me, and we're going to replace these. Yeah, that works. And then, neat little trick here. We're going to take pedestrian roads, and which we may have to use. No, that works. We want it centered there. All the way across until it meets in the other side. Want this to run all the way across this direction. And see how it's centered right on the door. Alright, and now the reason why you want to do that is these buildings are attached to this road. So people are going to enter these buildings through this road. So they're going to walk on the sidewalk and then go into this building this way. If you put these footpaths through these doors, it looks like that people are walking in through those doors. And what they're actually doing is walking from this node to this node to this node. But it looks like they're going in that building and shopping. So if you put another path at a T in there, then you have people walking in all four doors. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Now we're going to go to, if you've watched my channel, my favorite asset. These right here are these cultivated grass. And this is going to take some doing here. So what we'll need to do, there should be a node left. So we should be this. Yeah, and there'll be a node. So that'll work. So by doing this, well, let's see what happens here. Let's put the road back in. Nope, that's not going to work. So, what we need to do is put there and another one there and one. Like doing it this way because it doesn't look as precise. Even though that looks pretty good, you still have a chance of it not looking as good. Also have some clipping here. Occasionally you have some clipping with the two brass pieces kind of fighting for which one's going to be on top. So that looks pretty good there. So just fill all that in. Surface painter there. Looks really good. So let's do these other sides here. I think I did one extra. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's perfect. And then let's do that end. And then we'll run into the same problem on this side. So I think we could delete that and try to mess with it, but I think we're just going to plop that and do the same thing we did. Just transfer this over. And that looks pretty good. So yeah, that looks great. One more thing I'm going to do here is with this new function to swap the trees out. Place these with tropical trees here. Even though they don't really belong in this climate, but I think with this hotel and this mall, I think they look really good, and I think they would take care of them and replant them every year, or do something to make sure that they worked during warmer weather. Yeah, I think that looks great. Alright, so we've got those two set up. So the next thing we're going to do is going to go back in and we're going to grab the mall again. And this one's not going to work. I don't think it's going to plop exactly. Yeah, it's going to ricochet on one side or the other. So we're going to go ahead and just put it down. And then we're going to have to grab move it and move it in place. Just like that. Now you notice it has the little warning icon right there, I guess is what you'd call those. That is for the promenade, plazas and promenade, for the walking districts, because it's on a plaza and promenade road. It requires one of those districts, but in order to lay those districts out, you have to put in the service buildings. You have to have a garbage building, a service building. Um, hmm. I was looking for that. Oh yeah, that's right. It's under parks. Just trying to see. Yeah, a cargo building, a garbage building, and service point building. You have to have those three. There's a small and a large for each one of those, and you have to have those three buildings in here. Well, those take up quite a bit of room, so I didn't want to put those in. So we're not going to use the Plaza and Promenade district for this particular project right here because I didn't want to put those in. Frankly, I don't really have the room to do that with what I'm wanting to do through here. So we're going to do that. But we'll get around this. I'll show you how in just a second. Let's go ahead and grab a standard road, just a standard street. Out, back down. So we've got a little bit of a wedge there, and then I was wanting to take a new building that I just downloaded not too long ago. And I'm not really sure. Let's see. Here it is. I'm going to call it a theater because I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce that. And I can't honestly remember where it's from. I think it's based on a building in Spain, or it's some sort of Mediterranean building. So Spain might be Italy, but I believe it's southern Spain. So we want to plot this building mainly just as a size, because I need to know where this road needs to cut through here. So I need to figure out what we're doing here to connect this road to this road here. So we need to get rid of those two roads there. And then we're going to go ahead and grab this road here. Not sure if I really like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to flip this building around 180 degrees so the front is facing. Alright, so we want to, well, the only way we're going to be able to do that is we'll plop it over here, and then we'll just move it, because I want it directly facing that other side, so I want it reasonably straight. So I think what we'll do, we will go ahead and put it right here, and then put it right on the sidewalk. And then I don't want there to be much of a area here, but just maybe just a little bit of a larger sidewalk on this side. But I really don't want any sidewalk, or just the standard sidewalk on this side. I think that looks good. And then like a small little plaza in here. I think that That looks good. So let's try to straighten this road out a little bit. Get this angled. And then we'll go back into the pedestrian roads and grab this. Connect that. Yeah, that works. It's down to here. Yeah, that works perfectly. So then we'll go ahead and take a just a plain road here, run it straight across. Yeah, that works. So we have, looks like we should be able to put 4 parking on this side and 4 parking on this side using these parking assets. So it'd be 4 right. And then switch to left. And then we want left on this one. Yeah, that works. Even though it overlaps into the building, I'll show you why that works here in just a minute. Switch back to right. There we go. And then we want standard 2-lane one-way. And we just erased a footpath. We'll have to grab that in a minute. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we need to take this parking here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this first. Yeah, parking. And then copy that over here. There we go. That works. And then we're going to go ahead and grab all of these. These are classified as parks, even though they do work as actual parking lots. And then we're going to pull them down away from the building. And the reason why we don't want them that far down, want them right up against the building, but not that far. The reason why we can do that is because we're going to eliminate the parking on this road. So there'll be parking lanes on both sides, but nobody will be using them. So go ahead and do that. eliminate the parking on each side there, so that works. Alright. There we go. And then we're going to Surface Painter. Go in and concrete all this over. I think this will I think I am going to go in and put another row of parking on this side and another row on this side, just so it matches. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to do, but we'll do that here in a minute. Do some more concrete all the way around. Alright, then I want to try to, I really don't like this at an angle, but I don't think we're going to be able to get this to, yeah, that works. So did it put that one at an angle? Yeah, it did a little bit. There. There, that's a little bit of an angle, but not too bad. I want that to try to be as straight as possible with this road here. And then this one here, I'm not as concerned about. Guess I can kind of adjust it a little bit. Not really that concerned about it as much as the other one. And then we want to make sure those drive lanes are right in the middle with parking stalls, so we're fine on that. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and grab, with this issue here with this parking, or the error message with this pedestrian building here, so we're going to go ahead and grab another pedestrian road and pull it down to right here, which is this one here. And then we are going to take, we're going to do the same thing we did in this building with the other buildings there. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to pull this back just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and straight over. And then I'm going to bring one straight in that way. And yes, this building is plopped on this road, but we're actually going to switch that, because now we're going to switch to the standard 2-lane road. Over there, pull that over to here. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot I can't get it to match up. So there, we have that road there. So now we just need to go in and let's see how the arrow disappears, because it's plopped to this actual drive road instead of the pedestrian roads. And there we go. And that's already too far over. Yeah, just a little bit. So we want to line that up and then make sure it's straight, which it looks pretty good there. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is go ahead and pull this road over to here. It's going to connect to, well, we can draw that road in there. It's going to connect to this road here. And then we're going to put in the cultivated grass. And you can rotate these because if you get down right down on these, there is a repeating texture on it, especially if you up the resolution. Um, kind of see, but if you crisscross them, it eliminates that texture a little bit. Like this one is not, the pattern is not so symmetrical. So you can crisscross those little cultivated grass there to make it look so like it's not so much of a repeating pattern over and over again. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do here, I think we're going to put in concrete that over. I think we're going to go ahead and put in this fountain. And I think this is going to be too small of a plaza. Yeah, that would not work there. I mean, it would fit, but it's a little oversized, so I think we're just going to stick with this one. And I think we're just going to put that right in there. Matching the front door. So right as you come out of that theater, you see that fountain there. I think that looks good there. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is move over to the MGM, and this building is kind of unique in the workshop. It requires 4 points. If you leave the building in this setup, it requires 4 points of road connection. So each one of these wings has to have a road. So there's only one road connection missing, and that's this side here. So once I put that in, that'll disappear. Now, one of the things I discovered about this building, it is made up of sub-buildings. Like, most of the larger assets, you have to make sub-buildings in order to get them to work. So what I discovered was if you can delete this front wing. And when you delete that front wing, the rest of the building remains active, and it works just fine as a hotel and everything, but that front wing is gone. And I think that just looks great. Come down off the interstate here, and interstate/highway, and turn into this little hotel area, casino area, and right as you turn in, you're driving up, and you see that huge MGM Grand building there. The next thing we're going to do, though, is just like all hotels, we need a grand entrance for this. So I actually downloaded the MGM Grand lobby, and it's based on the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. And the way in the real building, this is at an angle. This sits, so we can get it to plop at it, yeah. that sits in a corner at 45-degree angle. And then the roads kind of come up here and then cut over this direction. But what we're going to do with this one, because it's just loosely based on that and not an actual reproduction of the MGM Grand, we're going to plop the lobby there, and then we're going to back this lobby all the way up, right into there, right where those pillars are on the sidewalk. There we go. So I think that looks great there. I'm not sure how realistic that would be with that overhang over the road there, but I think we're going to go ahead and leave it like that. And then obviously this has a road connection here because the connection is not with the pillars, it's with the actual lobby doors here. So we're going to grab a 2-lane road here. Trying to decide whether I was going to make this one-way through here or not. But I think because this is a one-way road in front, that if we ran it one way this direction, they would be able to just turn here and get right back on here and go through this little shortcut here and drive around if they needed to do that. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to grab a 2-lane road here. It's all the way down, further than we need it to go, so we're just going to leave one tile in between. And I think we will go ahead. We may have to modify this a little bit because that may be too close there, but I think we're going to leave that just like that for now. Yeah. And seeing that was enough of a connection to cause that error to go away, but I think we need an additional drive road in there. So I'm going to grab a one-lane, one-way with parking. That's a mouthful. So we're going to grab that, and then let's see, we're going to come out, trying to decide whether I want to do, yeah, let's just do this area right here. So let's come out 4 from the edge of three, so I need to go out one more. Yeah, 4. So then I need to grab. I think that, yeah, it looks fine. And was going to put it at an angle, but because these aren't, I want parking on this road, and I don't really want to use the highway roads through here. I think we're just going to bring it straight down. And then obviously straight down the side. I need to reverse that. Now that's interesting. There should be parking on that road. Oh, that's because I grabbed the wrong road. That's okay, we'll fix that. And I actually don't want parking on these. So there we go. So now we have parking right here, all the way along the side here. And then none on this road, or yeah, I think that works just fine. And then we'll go ahead and pull up a another road here. Let's see, we're going to come up. Yeah, that works. So we're just going to grab basically do the same thing. We're just going to pull this all the way up that direction. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to continue the road this direction, and it's going to kind of not really loop, but square off in here. But this is going to be a one-way or a two-lane. So yeah. And then obviously we'll take the cultivated grass here, and we'll just all the way to the pillars. Ooh, okay, well. That is. Oh, we'll put an extra one in. And then to connect it. Right. That looks pretty. Go ahead and concrete all of this in with surface paint. We may put additional pillars in there, like between the roads here. We may put another pillar in. I need to look in my selection of pillars there to see if we have any that match that. But I also think that we need. Let's grab. I have a slight problem with these cultivated grass. Almost like I'm addicted to them. I'm thinking maybe another one in right there. Pull this over. So there's a little bit of a sidewalk right there. But yeah, that looks fine. It's not clipping too bad either, so it's fine. And then I guess we'll do the same thing here. There we go. That looks pretty good there. Alright. So obviously we've got a lot of detailing to do here. So we'll get that all detailed and everything. Not to mention, I don't like that gray back there. I think we may put doors in right here and right here. Maybe once you check in, you have a key card that will let you check in or let you go straight into those doors there. But I don't know. We'll have to approach that. So we may actually move the building forward a little bit so it eliminates that little gray right there. But right now, we've got about 5 minutes left. I was wanting this to be right at about an hour or so. It is the 100th video for the channel. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. 100th video for this channel, so it's a great milestone. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and help the channel out. But let's go ahead and we're going to put in the casino floor on this MGM Grand, and how we're going to do that is I've got another asset here that I've actually used downtown called the Indoor Arena. I love this building. It's fairly large. Works as a park or a tourist attraction. It's got a fairly large footprint. But it's got all these cool stairs. And kind of, it's got some signs on there and stuff too. But I think these are like docks maybe. There's some doors there. And then there's some stairs over here. And then the other side's the same way. Can't really get a better angle because of the building behind it, but it's got those docks and those doors. I think those are supposed to be like shipping docks, and then obviously the windows here and the stairwell and everything. But it's great. But we're not going to use it as a park or anything. What we're going to do is convert it into procedural objects, into a procedural object, and so it takes the sign out. Takes some of the air conditioning units out. There's a couple down here that I think it takes it out of there, which we could always add back later. Be a little bit more difficult because the game doesn't see it. When you turn it into a PO, it basically disappears. The game doesn't recognize it at all. So you can never have like a well, they'll walk through a building anyway, but they don't recognize it at all. So we're going to put this in to the side of the building here, and then see if that doesn't bleed over into. It does not, so that's a good thing. But I think that looks great there. Looks like that would be the casino, and then you got some loading docks in here for maybe the kitchen. Obviously, there'd be an armored car delivery or pickups, that type of stuff there too. So they probably do that back there. Bunch of different things here. So actually, just heard about the new DLC coming out in December of 22, the Financial District. So I'm kind of excited about that. Kind of interested to see how they're going to do that, what they're going to do. Also excited about the creator pack with the skyscrapers and everything. So I'm kind of excited about that. Even though we have enough skyscrapers in our city right now, in capital city here. Let me see if I can get to downtown. So I think downtown it definitely has some skyscrapers there, but it looks good. But with this casino floor here, I think we're going to go ahead and add another one over here on this side. There we go. Game hiccuped a little bit. I'm not sure whether it was saving, what it was doing. So the other side, we plopped it from this side. So we're going to plop it from this side. So we have the other stairwells and the other side of the building on here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and convert it as to a PO, procedural object, and then we're going to drop it in right back here. It gets rid of that ugly part there. And then we're going to go ahead and drag it all the way in. Just like that. So that creates some stairwell there. Make sure that didn't bleed over that direction. And make sure that direction. So that looks fine. So I think that looks really great there. Really grand. It looks really grand. So I think that looks great there with those two buildings. That gives a little bit of continuity to the building itself, having a casino. So you walk into the lobby, and then you have a wing in this direction with elevators, and then a wing in this direction, and obviously a wing out the back. Which the real MGM Grand, this is actually the front of the building here. Front of the building is the part with the stair step here, and then this is actually the back of the building over here. So the front entrance of the building is actually, this grand entrance is in the back, and then this is the side that faces the Las Vegas Strip, I believe. But we reversed it here. I'm also going to do a couple other things here that we'll have to wait till the next video to add some more, to make this a little bit more unique. I've got a couple things planned back here that I think would be great. And then obviously we got to connect up these roads and everything, and then fill in these blanks. And then we'll move on to these buildings right around here. And we'll get this whole area taken care of, and then we'll have across the main avenue here, or the arterial, we'll have a shopping mall in here with some buildings, and then we'll move to I think we're going to do a neighborhood out here going into the oil fields here. So a lot coming up here in the next few videos. I'm going to go ahead and kind of zoom in here, and I'll give you some higher texture views of these buildings. There we go. I think that works quite nice. And obviously we've got more detailing to do, but I think it looks great. Hit that like button. That'll help expand the viewing, help the algorithm kind of circulate the video more. Hit that subscribe button with the bell icon. Gomer is going to come up here in just a second here in the middle of the screen. Hit the little Gomer space guy, and that'll get you subscribed. Hit the bell icon so that way you're notified when there's more videos coming out. And if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, feel free to leave those. And we'll see you next time. This is Gomer with Gomer Games. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.